Good morning, students. Today we are going to study our first chapter of biology and our fifth chapter of class 9th NCERT science, fundamental unit of life. We all know what is fundamental unit of life, cell. And what is cell? Cell is an empty room, means cell word describes, means cell means an empty room, right? Now what is cell? Cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all forms. We all know in every living things is derived with cell, is made up of cell. Some are made up of single cells, some are made up of multicellular cell, means more than one cell, right? So a organism that is made with a single cell, that is called prokaryotic cell. If it is made up of multicellular cell, then it is called eukaryotic cell, right? So if we want to make a wall, so what we are using? We are using bricks, so many bricks. One by one we will put all the bricks and it forms a wall, like that. So many cells will join and it makes an organism, okay? Like so many cells will, group of cell is called tissue, group of tissue is called organ, group of organ is called organism. So all are, means the basic unit is a cell. From that the organism will be made. So that's why cell is the basic structural and the functional unit of all forms. Study of structure and composition of cell is called as cytology. If we want to study the natures and all the other things about cell, so the subject that from which we will study about cell, that is called cytology. Cell was first observed by Robert Hooke in a dead cork slice. Means when Robert Wood was simply showing in a simple microscope, he found a structure at a dead cork slice, on a dead cork slice, and it was similar structure, and he said that structure a name, cell. So that's why the first who derived, means the question came, who first observed the cell, then the answer is Robert Hooke. In a dead cork slice, where it is shown in a dead cork slice, while the first living cell was discovered by A.V. Leeuwenhoek. The living cell, there are two questions, okay, both are different. The first who discovered the cell, that is Robert Hooke, but he discovered the cell in a dead cork slice, on a dead cork slice. But the first living cell, who discovered first living cell? A.V. Leeuwenhoek. Understand? Now these two words I recently explained you what is prokaryotic cell and what is eukaryotic cell. What is prokaryotic cell? A single, means there are two type of cells, okay? Their single cell is called unicellular, and multicellular means more than two or more than two cells are called multicellular, okay? Now prokaryotic cell, in this the size of prokaryotic cell is very small. There are two type of cells, okay, prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells. Prokaryotic cells are very small in size. The nuclear region not surrounded by a nuclear membrane, means the nuclear region of the prokaryotic cell is not surrounded by nuclear membrane. Nucleus absent. In prokaryotic cell, nucleus is absent. Membranes bound cell organelles are absent, means membranes that bound the cell organelles that are absent in a prokaryotic cell. Cell division by fission and budding. If we want to divide the cells, then by the process of fission and budding we will do cell division in prokaryotic cell. Eukaryotic cell, fairly large in size, means the size of eukaryotic cell are large. Nuclear region surrounded by a nuclear membrane. In eukaryotic cell, the nuclear region is bounded by a nuclear membrane. Nucleus present. Membranes bound cell organelles are present, means a cell that membranes that bound the organelles that are present in a eukaryotic cell but absent in a prokaryotic cell. Cell divisions by mitosis and meiosis. So if we want to divide the cell, then the cell division in eukaryotic cell is done by mitosis or meiosis process. Understand? Now, component of cell. It is our new topic, component of cell. There are three components in a cell. What? Plasma membrane, nucleus and cytoplasm. Now, plasma membrane. The another name of plasma membranes are cell membrane. So, cell membrane is also called as plasma membrane. It is the limiting boundary of each cell which separates the cytoplasm from its surrounding. So, our whole surrounding with consists so many things. So, to separate the cytoplasms with different things, different objects, cell membranes helps to separate that cytoplasm with its surrounding. It is found in both plants as well as in animal cell. Means cell membranes are found in both animal and plant, both cell. It is made up of proteins and lipids. The component that is found in cell membranes and that make the cell membranes, it is protein and lipid. Plasma membrane is selectively permeable in nature. It allows or permits the entry and exit of some materials in and out of the cell. Plasma membrane is called a selectively permeable membrane. Means what is selectively? A nature in which a cell membrane will give entry and exit to some materials, not whole. If it want that material, then it will allow us to enter or to exist from that. That's why it's called selectively permeable in nature. It is flexible and can be folded, broken and reunited. It is so flexible. If we want to bend, to fold, if it will broken, then it will again it will reunited. So this is the properties of cell membrane. Now, function of plasma membrane. We all know cell membrane is called also a plasma membrane. The functions of plasma membranes are it regulates the movement of molecules inside and outside the cell. We already studied that. It will selectively permeable in nature, means it will allow the molecules movement inside or outside the cell. It helps in maintaining the distinct composition of the cell. Means it will separate. In the second point we will already studied that it separates the cytoplasms from their surrounding. So this is the second function of the plasma membrane. Now this is also a topic of cell membrane, and that is cell wall. It is the outermost covering of the plant cell. The plant cell, the outermost covering of the plant cell is called a cell wall. It is absent in animal cell. In animal cell, cell wall is not present. Cell wall is rigid, strong and thick. It is made up of cellulose. We all know grass and all plants have cellulose. That's why if a human being will eat the grass, it doesn't digest. Why? Because cellulose is present, and the cell wall is rigid, strong and thick in nature. Why? Because it is made up of cellulose, and our stomach doesn't break down and digest the cellulose. That's why we are unable to eat grass and unable to digest the grass. Function of cell wall. What was the function of cell wall? It provides definite shape to the cell. Means definite shapes. Provide a definite shape to the cell. Exactly same all the cells have same shape. It provides strength to the cell, provides strength or strongness to the cell. This is the function of cell wall. It is permeable and allows entry of molecules of different size. Means it is also permeable. It will allow the entry of the elements that are in our surrounding. It allows the all things inside a cell. If their size are also different, then also it will allow. It has the characteristics of repair and regeneration. If it will injured or it will broken down, then it has the ability, it was the characteristics of cell wall, it will repair by its own and regeneration by its own. So these are the functions and properties of cell wall and functions and properties of cell membrane. Now we will study the one component of cell. In our next video we will study another two component of cell. Thank you.